Shalom, shalom, and welcome to Blessed Handmaidens of Yah and Yahoshua. We're the women's ministry of Israelite heritage, and right now we are in part 7 of our video lesson entitled An Israylitess Legacy. And an Israylitess is a female Israelite. Okay, so let's look at a couple of examples. Turn with me to 2 Timothy chapter 1. And we were just looking at how our influence is great over our children, how we are to train them up in the way that they should go. So 2 Timothy chapter 1, and we are reading from the translation called the Scriptures. And let's look at verses 2 through 5 in 2 Timothy 1. It says, "To Timothy, my beloved son, favor, compassion, peace from Yah, the Father, and Messiah, Yahoshua, our Master. I thank Yah, whom I serve with a clear conscience, as my forefathers did, as I unceasingly remember you in my prayers night and day, longing to see you as I remember your tears, so that I might be filled with joy. For I recollect the sincere belief which is in you, which dwelt first in your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice. And I am persuaded is in you too." Okay, so what we see is that he got his sincere belief from his mother and his grandmother, and it was passed on through the generations. Again, our legacy will be passed on. So if we're setting a righteous example, that legacy is going to be passed on to our children. So Timothy's mother and grandmother bared excellent fruit. And we should strive to raise our children fearing Yah in just the same way. Raise them in excellence, raise them in this word. Because right here we see that it's worked. In verse 5 we see that. So, again, motherhood is a blessing from Yah. We must treat it as so. So that means, there's no need to sit your child in front of the TV for 2 and 3 hours a day. If you are blessed and you have a husband, stay home. Don't send your kids to daycare and have somebody else taking care of your children. You take care of your children. Surely, okay, you might not have the same amount of finances. You might not be able to, do all the worldly things that you want to do. But the most important thing for women is the home. You got to take care of your husband and you got to take care of your children. You can't let, your children be raised by random people in the daycare centers. So if you are so blessed to have a husband, and you all have children, stay home with your children, spend time with your children, and leave an inheritance of righteousness for them. And so, more than ever, we have plenty of time to spend with our children, with the conveniences of washing machines, dishwashers, microwaves, etc. A lot of the time that was taken up in antiquity, these women had to do all these things by hand, but now, it doesn't take us 3-4 hours to do clothes. We can just pop it in there and it's done in an hour, and we can do other things while it's doing this thing. And so what I'm saying is that please don't neglect motherhood. It is so important, and we are so influential in our children's lives that we really have to take advantage of it and not discount it as something menial. It's a very important role. And so I'm a mother, and I'm not saying that it's easy at all, because it's not easy, but being a capable wife and mother, that does require sacrifice. I mean, it really does. But in the end, we know that it's worth it because we see the fruit of our labor, and Yah willing, it's going to be righteousness. And so remember that we are rebuilding a righteous nation. That's what we're doing right now. So I want to go over Proverbs 31. Turn with me to Proverbs 31. And let's look at this. Let's look at verse 10. It says, "Who does find a capable wife? For she is worth far more than rubies." Okay, so a capable wife is very, very valuable. Okay, let's look at verse 11. "The heart of her husband shall trust in her." Trust in the marital relation, that's going to be the foundation. So you have to make sure that you're not doing anything out of the will of Yah that's going to create distrust with you and your husband. And he has no lack of gain. Verse 12. She shall do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She shall seek wool and flax, and with delight she works with her hands. She shall be as the ships of Tarshish. She brings in her food from afar. Okay, so we see that she's a hard worker. She's not lazy, and her focus is on the home, not on an outside career that's taking away from her home, taking away her time from her home. Let's read 15. She also rises while it is still night, and provides food for her household and a portion for her girls. She shall consider a field and buy it. From her profit she shall plant a vineyard, and she shall gird herself with strength, and strengthen her arms. Okay, so we see that she's rising up in the morning and she's up late at night. She sacrifices. She sacrifices even her sleep for her family and the benefit of her family. And her husband, obviously, he trusts her to make big purchases. You know, they're on one accord, so they have the understanding. So that's what I'm saying. When everybody falls in line in their role, it's so harmonious that it's, I mean, you have a lot of freedom when you fall in line with your role. Then you have a loving husband. So again, make sure that you're choosing the husband that Yah chooses for you, ladies. Don't get involved with, you know, some crazy, and then it's not going to work this way. So, verse 19. She shall stretch out her hands to the distaff, and her hand shall hold the spindle. She shall extend her hand to the poor, and shall reach out her hands to the needy. Okay, so she has an abundance of blessings. Her home is taken care of, and now she can look out to helping other people's households. You know, she's stretching her hands out to the needy. I mean, our first ministry is our home. You know, we want to run that like clockwork. It's beautiful. And then we also want to be looking to help others. You know, that's the way of the Messiah. So, verse 21. She is not afraid of snow for her household, for all of her household is dressed in scarlet. She's well prepared. You know, when winter comes, she's not afraid of it getting cold outside. Her household is prepared. She's already made their garments. She's ready to go. Verse 22. She shall make tapestry for herself. She is dressed in fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sits among the elders of the land. Verse 24. She shall make fine linen and sell them, and give girdles for the merchants. Okay, so right here we see that she's making a profit from her home business. She's industrious, she's enterprising, and she's taking care of business. So there's nothing wrong with working from home. You all, if you are crafty, you want to make something, hey, do that. I mean, if everything is working in order, you have plenty of time to put some energy towards a home business or something. You know, we want to make sure that it's benefiting our family and benefiting the body of Messiah. So right here, let's take a break, and we're going to come back and finish up these verses starting at 25. So, Toda Yah, hallelujah, shalom.